One is absolutely one, so it is all pervading, the supreme perfection, supreme completeness, supreme equilibrium, and silent. It is always silent there. It is the wonder of wonders. It is all pervading, all knowing, and almighty. So, in this way, whatever is seen, whether the world or whatever the names and forms, they are within it, they are not outside of it. In this way, the Supreme Truth is beyond everything. Now, the second truth is relative truth. Relative truth is our daily life and the so-called visible world where everything is within dualistic methods. The world is made up of pairs of opposites. If one is seen, the opposite will be there. If presence is experienced by you, then absence is there behind it. If light is there, then darkness will be there. It is comparative world, and so one is dependent and related with the other, and it is relatively understood. So without comparing, nothing is understood. Comparison happens only when there is two, or else there cannot be any comparison. So the world is known as the relative world, and in this relative world, everything is based upon the ground truth, that is, everything is subject to change. Changing means the process of changing also means it is ever growing, and there will be time and counting. Counting is calculation is nothing but time. So time, space, and conditions, and changing, everything changing, and everything growing. So the time, past, present, and future will be there, and action and reaction will be there, and cause and effect will be there. In this way, everything goes on changing in a cycle. So it repeats again and again. Everything repeats again and again. So it is ever growing also and unending also. In this way, this relative life or relative world is understood and seen also. It has got existence, but because it changes every moment, so it is confusing, elusive, and what is the reality behind it is not understood, and it is confusing. So how it is? It it has five aspects. Five aspects. This surfacial or the outer visible the form is composed by a form means it has some volume or it has some boundaries, it has some limitations, limiting lines, and if it has been formed, then it will have some name. So this whole world is under the process of names and forms. This name and form, they are the outer covering of the inner substance. The outer visible form will have a name. So name and form constitutes the outer visibility. And inside it, there will be three aspects: the existence and the knowledge of the existence, awareness of its own existence, and the bliss means contentment, the pleasure of knowing its existence. So the inner substance is known as Sat, the truth, Chit, the knowledge, and Anand, the bliss. Sat Chit Anand, the existence and knowledge and bliss. These three aspects constitute the inner essence, and this is covered up by a form, imaginary form, and it will have some name. So this name and form, they go on changing every moment. They are not permanent, they are transitory because they are subject to change. And this outer name and forms, they only create this world, so-called our visible world. So there will be, because it is changing, so there will be an opposite of every object. In this way, it is composed by pairs of composites, and everything is under this phenomena. So outer world we see with name and form, and that is not reliable, it is ever changing. So it is not called the truth. In this way, all the objects of the of this universe. So the body also has the same thing. Body has outer visible form, and this form is subject to change, and name also is subject to change. So because it is ever changing, it is not steady. So we cannot say who is the creator. But there is the existence of it. We cannot deny the existence, which is outwardly seen, ever changing. Now, this changing phenomena, because it is changing, we cannot say there will be some doer or the creator of this. No creator. Body is, in the beginning he explained, this body is grossly made by bone and flesh and blood. The flesh and blood, they are outer plaster, and bones are inner pillars. They support the body, and the real inner existence is not as this outer visible form. So we can say this body is seen from different angles by different seers, and all the seers, all the saints and sages, they give only one opinion in languages, different languages. One thing only they declare, that truth is hidden inside, and the changing, illusory, ignorant ideas are seen outwardly. So this form and name of the body, it is changeable, it is not reliable. The inner truth is, of course, truth. It does exist, and it is knowledge and existence and the bliss. In this way, everybody has opined. This is the reality. And different language, different opinions outwardly is given. So some people say there are 5 seeds of this body. Outer seed is known as the Anmay Kosh. This seed is made up of food, the essence of food, this flesh and bone and blood, etc. They are the outcome, the essential outcome of the food only. And then comes the pranic seed, where the actions are there, and these movements are seen by prana. So prana gives the momentum to the body to act, and prana gets energy from food. So pranic seed is in inner seed. Then comes mental seed. Without the directions, the prana also cannot do anything, or the body with senses cannot act. So this is the third inner seed, mental seed. And then intellectual seed, everything is decided and understood, etc. All these. Vigyanmay Kosh, knowledge seed. And the innermost will be the bliss seed, seed of bliss, Anandmay Kosh, that satisfaction, that contentment, that blissful, blissful experience is innermost, and that is known as the Anandmay Kosh, the bliss seed. In this way, the body is classified into five seats. One is inner to the other, and others they see differently. Three bodies they see. One is the gross body. The inner body is called the circular body. Circular body, of course, outside gross body, we know it is made by this way. And inner subtle body is known as the carrying body, carrier body, or it is eightfold body. Eightfold body means eight ingredients constitute this inner body. They are the five tanmatras, the five units of the gross basic elements, the sky, air, fire, and water, and uh, earth. They are measured by the units, the sound. Sound is the essence of the sky, space. It is measured by sound only, and the touch is the unit of the air, and form is the unit of the fire, and water has the taste, and the earth has the smell. In this way, five senses are gross senses are seen in this body, and five elements are related with these five senses of knowledge. They are the outer body, the gross body, and inner body is five tanmatras, the units, and the chitta, the folder, the central point, or the seed form of the body, and the prana, the momentum given in it. In this way, eightfold body. And that chitta, the seed form, is also known as mind or intellect. In this way, that eightfold body is called the subtle body. And otherwise, it is known as the individual self, inner self. In this way, from different angles, different saints and sages, they have given their different views. And the subtlemost body is known as the causal body, the third innermost body. Causal body is cause for the subtle body and gross body. So that is the cause. So it is named as causal body. How is it? It is the presence of the body or the existence of the body or the bliss of the body, but it is not real knowledge, bliss, and existence. It is the reflection of the absolute truth. Reflection of the absolute truth, which is known as the causal body, which is known as the presence. Presence. It is the reflection or shadow or copy of the real absolute truth. So it is just as the reflection, and it goes on multiplying also, just as the reflection of the sun can be one, can be flittering, can be many. Any way you can see the reflection or reflections of the one object, that is sun, or the moon also is seen in the same way. Any object will be reflected in a opaque surface, reflecting surface, or pure surface, where we can see the reflection. And if it is some round opaque, means round mirror, the reflection of the mirror is seen within the mirror. It is a round mirror. So the reflection of the mirror is seen in the mirror itself. In this way, the absolute truth is reflected in itself. There is no other surface where it will be reflected, because it is absolute one. So in this way, we can have some idea of the causal body. Some idea. Causal body is the reflection of the absolute truth, but it is not outside somewhere. It is within it. So that is the universal causal body. And that universal body also is seen differently, so that those different causal bodies are known as individual bodies. Just as one sun can be reflected in 1,000 water pots, and they are called 1,000 reflections. They can be any number, or it can be one also, and it can be steady also, it can be flittering also. Reflections are subject to anything, any means, anything. But the object is always one, and it is always steady. It never changes. The reflections may change. So in this way, the absolute truth, unchanging truth, the absolute one without a second, and all these reflections are known as the individual beings of the creation. And this way, the creation is created and individual bodies are seen. So, this body has got no creator. We cannot decisively say who is the creator of this reflection, because it is always subject to change. It has got no real existence. So we cannot say there will be some creator of this reflection. These reflections are known as the different individual bodies. Though we see it, yet it is not visible properly, clearly. This is how the visible relative world appears to be, and individual bodies and the outer gross body. But there is presence of the absolute truth in everything, every object, every name, every form. So neither we can say it exists, nor we can say it doesn't exist. So it is beyond speech, and we cannot think of it because it is neither seen properly by the gross senses or gross mind, and yet it does exist. So, though it is unknown or unseen, yet it is seen and known, which is subject to change. So, grossly, it is something, and in reality, it is not there. So, there is no creator. And they give some examples, just as the actor of some drama, person will be somebody, and he will play the role of some uh, person, some historical person or some imaginary person. He plays the role of some person in the drama. So that made up form is not real form, real person. That is how the actors act the role of some other persons. And this is how the drama goes on, which is not reality. In this way, this world also goes on. The body is a apparent role of the real absolute truth. So it is called apparently seen body, or it is called so-called body. ये जो कहते हैं ना इसको क्या प्रतिभाषित प्रतिभाष को अंग्रेजी में क्या कहेंगे सुपर इम्पोल्ड सुपर इम्पोल्ड बॉडी इट इज नॉट रियल बॉडी और
मैनिफेस्टेड बॉडी बोल सकते
इमेजिनरी बॉडी है
मैनिफेस्टेड बॉडी बोल सकते
manifested also we can say manifestation means the subtle most unseen truth has taken a gross form by course of time, space, and conditions and repetitions changing, it has taken a gross form. So this is how it has been manifested, manifestation, or it has been formed. The unlimited truth has been limited by some imaginary limited lines. So it has been formed or it has been created. We can say it has been manifested or different languages they use. In this way, he says though the body is seen, yet there is no creator of it. It is really not there. It is baseless. And Ramji has the doubt He says the scriptures and the uh, preceptors, they say the God or the what do you say? Ishwar, the God or the creator, we can say, the creator has created this body. This is how the scriptures declare. And how do you say the body is not there and there is no creator of this body? This doubt was there in Ramji's mind, and Basirji explained there they are true in their standpoint. They are not unreal. They say whatever they say, the scriptures or the great saints and sages, the great seers, they have declared there is body and the body is created by the creator. Or the individual being has created this body. Individual being has created this body, gross body, for its use. So this is how we know from the scriptures or from the words of the saints and sages. How do you deny there is no body and there is no creator of this body? So to this point, Vasishtha explained they are true, they are not wrong, but it is there apparently in this way. Vasishtha explained it appears as a reflection. So if the reflection is there, then the creator will be the object of the reflection. Objector will be the creator. So the God is creator of this body. In this way, he explained if the body at all there, then the source of it, the object of the reflection will be the cause for the reflection. So he is the creator. But in reality, he cannot be the creator because if he creates, then something will be different than the creator. The created object will be different from the creator. So there will be difference in the truth. So it can be understood in this way. The reflection is within the object. Within the object. In that way, it will not be contradictory to itself. And Vasishtha gives the example of the second moon in the sky, second moon, or the चंद्र प्रतिबिंब, और जैसे जल में गिरा चंद्र प्रतिबिंब एवं चक्षु और उंगली रखने से हुआ द्वितीय चंद्रमा का विभ्रम निर्माता की अपेक्षा नहीं रखता. He gave these two. One is reflection are the two moon in the sky. When one presses the eyes by his own finger, the objects outside will be seen
Twofold.
as twofold, threefold, manifold. In many ways, you see the objects outside because the eyes are disturbed. That's all. Yeah.
सिग्नेचर चाहिए
किसके लिए?
हॉस्पिटल
हाँ?
हॉस्पिटल का
First question.
So Vasishtha gave two examples as we see some two moons in the sky because of the defect in the eyes. And we can see also when you just
Rubber eyes.
rub
Then
the
you can
eyes.
see so
open-
many
open
stars
it.
without stars.
Yes,
You rub
you
your eyes.
can see black spots in the
Black
sky.
bottle stars,
So
whatsoever.
many things.
So many.
Some light you can see in the sky.
Yes.
Many things you see. It is not that they are there in the sky, but it is because your eyes are dropped or disturbed. That's how you see all these which has got no creator, no former which can form all those. Nothing, no cause for it.
Our illusion is the form, Swami.
Huh?
Our illusion is the formal, then you can say.
Yes, in this way, this so-called our visible gross body also is imaginary, illusory, and it is because of ever-changing phenomena of visibility. Visible objects that go on changing. That's how it is seen in this way. The one truth is seen in many innumerable, ever-growing, ever-changing bodies. This is how. So there will not be any creator of this body. Then we can see, Vasishtha said, देह में मिथ्यात्व तो प्रतीति काल मात्र स्थायी होने के कारण चंद्र द्वैतता की तरह ही प्रसिद्ध है। जैसे चंद्रमा की द्वैतता दो चंद्रों के दर्शन की क्रिया के होने पर ही, यानी चक्षु को अंगुली से दबाने पर ही प्रतीति होती है। वास्तव में चंद्रमा सदा एक ही है। वैसे ही आत्मा के देह वशिष्ठ ज्ञान क्रिया के होने पर ही देह प्रतीत होती है। वस्तु तत्व आत्मा निरंतर एक ही है। तात्पर्य ये हुआ कि प्रतीयमान चंद्र द्वैतता जैसे विभ्रम मात्र है, वैसे ही प्रतीयमान यह देह भी विभ्रम मात्र है। So our Vasishtha Ji Maharaj said, just as the two chandramas or moons or manifold of the visible objects in the sky are seen due to a wrong vision, so also these bodies are seen because of wrong vision, and it is not really there. The truth is absolutely one, ever existing and never changing. So there is no creator of this body. And we can see also other examples, many other examples we can bring. See, if you have got jaundice, the disease jaundice, the person who has jaundice, he will see everything yellow outside. The color of green or colorful outer objects, they become only yellow. The diseased person sees only yellowness outside, yellow color. So in this way, both way we can understand. The real seer, the wise man sees only one thing, one truth everywhere, one color, just as the jaundiced person sees only yellow color everywhere. So also the wise man sees only the absolute truth everywhere. And the diseased person sees yellow everywhere. He doesn't see the real color which is existing outside. So also the ignorant persons see different names and forms because of wrong vision, wrong vision. They see all these names and forms, but one thing is there inside every object which is covered up by these names and forms, ever changing names and forms. The truth is never seen by the seer, ignorant seer, because of his ignorance. Ignorance is a wrong vision. That is called ignorance. So in this way, he gave different examples and explained the question, first question, the body and the creator of the body. उक्त अर्थ का ही स्पष्टीकरण कहते हैं। यद्यपि वास्तव में देह असत ही है, तथापि यह देह है। इस प्रकार देह प्रतीति के काल में अधिष्ठान सत्ता को लेकर ही यह शरीर सत सा स्थित रहता है, इसलिए यह सदसदात्मक कहा गया। So he says this so-called visible world, which is constituted by different names and forms, that means bodies, they have got twofold existence, two type of existence. One is real, the other is apparent or seemingly existence, which is not real. That means relative existence. The other is real truth. So, truth is understood in twofold ways, two different ways. One is real reality, the other is apparent reality or uh, changing reality or relative reality. Real relativity changes. It is compared and related between two or compared between two because and that's how it is dependent with on each other. That's how it is called relative truth, which is not reality. So truth is of two kinds. One is relative truth, which we see in our daily life transactions, which is ever changing, and the real truth is never changing. औसत में सत्व का भ्रम कहीं देखा गया है, इस शंका पर कहते हैं. Again there is doubt. You can have many kinds of doubts. Another doubt is that how can you say that truth is not seen and untruth is seen? How is it possible that truth is seen as untruth? How can untruth be seen untruth? It is impossible. How can you say so? Understood the meaning of it. You see, he said two kinds of truth. One is untruth, one is relative truth, other is the real truth, absolute truth. So this relative truth is known as the creation or this visible world, which is constituted by different names and forms. So body is there, and who will be the creator of the body? This was the question. On this only we are discussing everything. So if the body is there, then there should be some creator. So who is the creator of the body? But it is said there is no body. Body is not there, so there is no creator. How can you say so? We see this body. So he said there are two kinds of truth. One is relative truth which we see in this relative world, and the real truth is never seen by this gross eyes or mind, or it cannot be explained by the speech. Now the question is that how can it be? How can there be, you see, wrong vision when the vision is right? One right vision is there. How can it be seen wrongly? Suppose somebody is standing before you. Can you see him? Two persons standing wrongly. Can you see him? You see only the person standing before you. How can you say no person is there? That means this question is, it seems to be impossible to see the untruth on the truth, or wrong vision in visibility. How can you say so? समझ में आया सवाल क्या है? सत्य में असत्य को कैसे देख पाओगे तुम? इसमें कोई संभावना कैसे हो सकती? सत्य तो सत्य है, सत्य में असत्य कैसे? How there can be untruth and truth? Truth is always truth. Can there be untruth in truth? Did you follow? No.
Truth is truth.
Truth is always truth. How can you say the untruth is superimposed on the truth?
सत्य तो असत्य में लिप्त रहता है.
कैसे?
This is visible what visible.
How
world
can
is what
it be
is it
possible?
truth or untruth?
That is the question. How can it be possible? See, you see the snake on the rope. Where from you brought the snake? Rope is always there. Where from you brought the snake? How could you see the snake on the rope?
Expression of mind.
It is impossible. The rope is always there.
It's only the subtleness of mind.
Rope is the truth. So you have to see. You are bound to see the rope. Where from you brought the snake?
Agyan.
That is because of lack of knowledge,
Now where from it comes?
wisdom.
No, just you say for saying sake. The doubt is very deep doubt. Question is authentic. When the rope is there, how can you see the snake?
Because mind is clouded by the senses, and it forms, and the world is formed by his own perceptions. And then only when the knowledge comes, it starts.
No, be little serious. When the rope is there is no absence of the rope.
Is there, but
Rope
there's
is
snake.
there. So how can you not see the
Rope.
Rope.
From where the snake has.
rope is there? There is no cause for not seeing the rope.
Imagine.
अंधेरा है ना,
Pardon?
अंधेरा है इसलिए नहीं देख सकते.
अंधेरा कहाँ से आएगा? आएगा कहाँ से? रोप है करके कैसे बोलोगे तुम? How can you say the rope is there? If rope is there, it should be visible. This is the demand of the question. So, in discussion way, they bring the logic, tark, or nyaya. Nyaya, tark, ये सब the argument and the rules and regulations of argument. How when the rope is there, how can you see the snake on rope? Of course, you say it is superimposition. But without seeing snake somewhere here, how can you bring the idea of snake? That shows that says you have seen snake somewhere. You have brought the idea of snake from there and superimposed on this rope. Is it not? तर्क में तो कहाँ कहाँ जाते हैं, मारपीट तक चले जाते हैं. Argument without seeing the snake somewhere, not of course not here. Somewhere you must have seen the snake, or else where from you got the idea of snake? Why did you not see the tree on the rope?
So is that normal or abnormal?
No, just go on
Contemplating
over it. Why did you see the snake on the rope, not the tree or the house or something else on the rope? Because there are some similarities, some similar
Form of the rope is like that.
some similar symptoms or these lakshan, some signals, symptoms, some identity, similar identities between the two. This rope and this snake. The snake appears just as rope. So you must have seen the snake somewhere. That's how you have brought the idea of snake on the rope. Then only we can accept, yes, it is superimposed. Where from you got the idea of snake?
Swamiji, it means you have seen that you have an idea of a snake, but you don't have an idea of a rope. That is why the idea of snake is superimposed on the rope.
No, you have got both the idea.
The idea both.
Yes, when the light comes, how could you see the rope as a rope, not this snake? Where the snake has gone? When the light appears, in the light you see the rope, in the darkness you see the snake. So both the ideas are there in you.
Swami, is it like the real reality and the apparent reality?
This is how they argue, and argument has got base. It is not baseless. So the seer says, I have seen, yes, of course, I have seen a snake somewhere. That's how I brought this. Then the judge says, that snake you must have seen somewhere. But that snake was not snake. It was an idea of somebody which is named as snake by one and followed by many. It was also the name snake. Just I explained the theory of language and its meaning. Language and its meaning.
And also association with the object.
And language, when it is associated with the particular object, it is related. The sound is related with the object, then that relationship is known as the meaning of the word. I said book. Book is just a sound. And that sound is related with this particular object. And then it is, this object is known as book. And one related it and many others followed it, then only the language is formed, and the language is for that group only who follows this. So language are many and different there from each other. In this way, that relationship is the meaning of the language. So snake you have seen somewhere, some object you have seen which is named as snake, and you followed that language as snake, and that sound was related with that particular form of the body of some object, and that you have named it as snake, and that particular body is somewhat similar to this body of the rope. So there is similarity, so there is question of superimposition, isn't it? The body of the snake, call it snake or serp or ajgar or nag or any other word, but the particular body is body. Names are different according to the language. That body is somewhat similar to this body of the rope. Then only you thought of that body instead of this body. Somewhat similarities are there. Okay. That body also is constituted by some objects some 5 elements, and this also is made up of 5 elements, whether it is a rope or a snake. They are made up of 5 elements only, isn't it? So they are similar. Okay? As a body, that language, that idea of the language only brings confusion. In reality, there is no difference, there is no confusion. When we consider the basic principle which stands between both the objects, isn't it? This object which you call it rope, that also is constituted or formed by same ingredients, and that body of snake also is formed by same 5 elements, so there is no difference. So what do you mean to say? You cannot superimpose. Only your ideas of different sounds, different names, difference in ideas, they have been the cause for misunderstanding here. Did you follow now? Could you understand? The difference in ideas has brought the confusion here. It is neither snake nor rope. It is ideas only.
And that is because of languages.
Because of language and you're following something.
Mind and perception.
Habituation. Habituation.
Association.
Habituation. Yeah.
Also call it
Habituation.
So in this way, your idea, your vision is wrong. That means ideas are wrong. The object is always the same. The truth is truth. So truth cannot be untruth. This is how they argue, and that your vision, which is confused and which is always changing, baseless, they create this confusion or this misunderstanding that is called ignorance. That is called ignorance. So in reality, you cannot raise the question, how can there be absence in presence or untruth, untruth? There is no untruth, there is no truth. It is your vision only. It is your problem, not the problem of everyone. असत में सत्व का भ्रम नहीं देखा गया है, इस शंका पर कहते हैं कहाँ देखा गया, कैसे देखोगे तुम? सत के ऊपर असत को कैसे देख सकते हो तुम? हाउ कैन यू सी द अनट्रूथ? It is impossible. But he says it is possible because of your clumsy ideas, because of your confusing, clumsy, and you see, indistinct ideas which has got no clarity. स्वप्न दशा में ही प्रतीयमान में स्वाप्निक पदार्थ सत्य प्रतीत होते हैं, और दूसरे समय में स्वाप्निक पदार्थ मिथ्या ही है. He gives another example. He gives the example of a dream. How do you feel in the dream? When you dream, the dream, when you are dreaming, at the time of dreaming process, do you feel those objects of dream? They are unreal. Can you feel so? At the time of a dream, you dream the dreamy objects as reality, isn't it? You are now dreaming that you are roaming somewhere, taking the joy of a beautiful flowery garden and enjoying the flowers. So, while dreaming, do you think I am dreaming? It is not true.
Yeah.
At the time of dream, it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. But when you get up, then only you understand those dreamy objects were not there. There was no mountain, there was no forest, there was no any flowery garden. You didn't see anything, but you just imagined and you were dreaming. Isn't it? When you got up, then only you thought, you understood those dreamy objects were false. But at the time of dreaming, they were true. So he says, in this way, untruth is known as truth, and truth was unseen and known as untruth. Truth was known as untruth, means real mountain was not there in the dream. Unreal mountain you saw. And when you got up, when you see the real mountain, then only you thought the dreamy mountain was wrong. Isn't it? This is how the reality is understood as unreal, and unreality is understood as real because of two different states of existence. Dreamy existence and the wake up existence. Isn't it? This is how you can see. So just as you see the dream, and when you get up, you understand the dream is dream, it is not real. So also this is superimposition on snake, rope, or this world becomes unreal. This so-called visible real world becomes unreal. When you go to the different stage of your existence, that is called witnessing existence. When the wise men, the realized souls, they get up to that higher existence, they feel this world to be dreamy or unreal. This is how your body, your daily transactions, your not only your whole creation becomes dreamy. Which I got no base. स्वप्न दशा में ही प्रतीयमान स्वाप्निक पदार्थ सत्य से प्रतीत होते हैं और दूसरे समय में स्वाप्निक पदार्थ मिथ्या ही है। बुद्धों के साक्षात्कार के समय बुद्ध सत्य से प्रतीत होते हैं, पर दूसरे समय में तो वे मिथ्या ही थे। ये भी एक बहुत सुंदर एग्जाम्पल दिया। मेरा वो लाएंगे है मेरा बबल्स मेरे मैं जहाँ बैठा ना उधर अंदर तरफ एक बटल होगा, देखो तो छोटा बटल जहाँ मास्क वगैरह है, मास्क वो मेरा पैर के पास जहाँ पर ऑफिस में। He gives the example of bubbles. The bubbles are bubbles. When you see it, it has got real shape and size. Indirectly, he hints you that these bodies, so-called gross bodies, which we have, they are just bubbles. Understood? Now see, now. Are you able to see these bubbles? Hari Om. Oh, the unseen seers. I don't see, so for me you are unseen. And you are able to see me, so you are seers. The unseen seers. How do you see these bubbles?
Yes, Swamiji, we see bubbles.
Are these bubbles real or unreal? If it is real, where have they gone? Where is the reality? Where have they gone? Huh? They are gone. Now, if I say I create some more bubbles, see, be attentive. See these bubbles. Have they got air inside? Sky inside?
Yes, everything is there.
Do the sky move? The bubbles are moving. So how do you give your opinion? Does the sky move?
The sky within it.
If the bubbles have got space inside it, then it should move because the bubbles are moving.
But where they should move, Swamiji?
Huh?
Sky is omnipresent.
No. Now just tell me the answer. When is there space inside the bubble?
There is no separate sky. It comes from the side, goes in the sides, one in the same.
How do you see it? How do you understand it? There is space inside the bubble. Okay, can you deny it? No. Then what happens to that sky when the bubbles move?
Bubble is moving. That is the form of
Say,
the
same thing in the balloon. Balloon also will have the air and the space inside it. When the balloon moves, what happens to that sky? Does the
Only
sky
form, only form moves. Form moves. Form.
the form moves?
Yeah,
But what about the inside space?
It is as it is there itself. Only margins move.
Nothing can be conformed.
Form is from the sky and goes within the sky.
Form is
Is
form is form of the sky only.
Yeah, but form is found in the sky and goes in the sky.
And when the form moves, whether the sky moves or not, this is the question. And the same example I give you always, when the pot is there, there is sky inside. When the pot is broken, what happens to that sky? Does it mingle with, or merge in the outside sky? What happens to that sky? Nothing can be told, nothing can be spoken on this. Whatever we say, it is partly true, partly wrong. It is unexpressible. This is how it is beyond language, beyond expression. So, similar example in the dream and waking state.
Same like the bubbles of water.
Bubbles,
Bubbles of water.
bubbles in the water. The water is always water, but we see the bubble, we see the waves, we see the tides, we see the
Ripple,
tsunami, what the whirlpools.
whirlpool, typhoon, ripple. All.
Yes, so many things we see in the water. Does really water change its form? It is just imaginary change. Imaginary change. So everything in this way you have to understand. And these dreamy objects, they are always dreamy. They have got no existence. And to form those forms or names in the dream, it needs no creator. No creator has created it. It is the creation of imagination only.
Can we say it is a property of that sky or water?
Nothing can be said. स्वप्न दशा में ही प्रतीयमान स्वाप्निक पदार्थ सत से प्रतीत होते हैं और दूसरे समय में स्वाप्निक पदार्थ मिथ्या ही है। बुद्ध के साक्षात्कार के समय बुद्ध सत्य से प्रतीत होते हैं। When we see the bubbles, they are real. पर दूसरे समय में तो वे मिथ्या ही है। But now there is no bubble. Where have they gone? Where from they came? And other examples, many other examples they give. When you go on contemplating, you can have so many examples. What about darkness? When you lit the lamp, When you lit the lamp, where does the darkness go? Where from it came, where will it go? वो बुझ गया। तेल है ही नहीं। चलो छोड़ दो, टाइम हो गया। So for today, I think this is enough, and he gives also the example of mirage. देह की प्रतीत होने पर देह सत्य सी है और आत्मा की प्रतीत होने पर असत्य है। निगत तृष्णा का जल भी निगत तृष्णे का प्रतिभास होने पर सत सा रहता है और अंत काल में असत हो जाता है। The mirage in the water in the mirage also similarly appears to be true when you see it. When you know the truth, it disappears. So, in this way, he gives many examples. This world appears to be true when you are awakened, when you know the reality. Then this so-called reality becomes unreal. So for today, this much go on contemplating over this. And if you have any questions, now we can have some questions if at all there is. Come on! If anybody has some questions, of course, while discussing, we have discussed so many questions. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Have you got any question?
Swamiji, then Ekoham Bahusyam is only the hallucination, imagination. So Aham Brahmasi is only the absolute truth, na?
Yes, yes. Now you saw the sky became so many sky in the different bubbles. The sky, one sky became so many skies in different bubbles. You can count them. In this way, the truth became many, though it is always the same. How many bubbles? Count. Can you count? Small, big, how many? See? So are they bubbles or skies, different skies? One sky has become, in a moment, it became so many skies, and then again they have become one. This is how the creation starts, and the creations end in the absolute truth. They origin from it. They take their origin. They remain in it for some time just as bubbles, and they disappear in the same sky. Chidakas. So for the timing, this much. If you have any questions, you can put this on before the next Friday, so that we'll discuss the question in the beginning itself. And you see,
one bubble.
one bubble is going. Yes, internal bubble.
वो काकभूषण जी क्रॉस से
ये अभी भी है ये
मेरे हाथ में आया
ये ऊपर तक गया था, ऊपर
ये
तक
अभी नहीं
ये
ये चिरंजीवी काकभूषणी कितने बबल्स टूट गए पर हुआ है। थैंक यू। हरि ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। सदा ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय।